This game is about running a cult and sacrificing your followers, and somehow it still became one of the most successful indie games ever. How did Cult of the Lamb actually pull this off? Cult of the Lamb was created by Massive Monster, a studio based in Melbourne, Australia, and within its first week it sold over 1 million copies. And even then, it went on to win Game of the Year in Australia. It topped charts around multiple platforms and quickly became one of the most talked about indie games of all time. And this success didn't happen overnight. Massive Monster actually started out making Flash games. But then there was a big problem. There was no real money from it. And one of the biggest mistakes was spending around 5 years developing 2 games. Ultimately, they didn't work out. So they had to pivot. They moved away from Flash games and started learning from everything that failed before. Instead of making something safe or linear, they leaned into something a little bit darker. They started looking at progression systems similar to Stardew Valley, but combined that with horror elements and cult themes. That's where the whole idea of Cult of the Lamb actually came from. It was a mix of combat, progression, base building, and a darker, more twisted theme. So why did this game actually stand out, and why did it work? It's the contrast. It looks cute, but it's actually kind of dark. It creates curiosity. Its aesthetic and characters were designed in a way that makes you care about them, even though you're doing questionable things about them in the game. The emotion connection is quite powerful with the characters and the game itself. And they didn't do it alone either. The studio built strong partnerships, they brought in top talent that helped shape the game, they studied demographics, analysed what people were interested in. There was a growing interest in darker themes and horror, so instead of guessing, they combined ideas that were already actually in demand already. Now this is where it really gets interesting. Instead of just showing gameplay, they actually created animated trailers with actual story elements. This makes the game feel bigger, more like this huge world, not just a product, something that you can watch, enjoy. Even on the social media side of things, they were a massive part of their success. They didn't just post updates, they added their own humor, personality to the things. Most importantly, they actually listened to the audience. They used social listening to understand what people liked and leaned into it. For example, I saw a post where they were like, would you rather this or something else in terms of 2 different characters, and the audience got to choose which character they wanted to see in the game. Now in terms of the community, they always reposted memes, they reposted community art, they engaged with the fans on platforms like Reddit and Discord, and that actually showed up in real life too, with real events and packs, game meetups, pop-ups, even live performances with projection mapping and real orchestras and everything. I thought that was the most interesting part with the marketing. They created experiences around the games, not just marketing, but moments people could actually remember, such as the orchestral live performance and the pop-up shops and everything. It got people involved in this community and it just turned into something very tangible very quickly. And in terms of competitions, they entered quite a lot of competitions and they won quite a lot of awards. And each win added more trust and more visibility to the viewers. What's even more impressive is that a lot of this game was actually developed in the 2020s when you know what happened. So they were working remotely, and despite that, they still managed to build momentum through events, online communities, and stay consistent with content. At its core, the game is just fun. You see, Cult of the Lamb, they nailed both. With its unique gameplay and unique animated effects and everything, the characters were really unique. There's something that I just love about this game. It's really lovable and the characters are really fun to play with, and the boss battles are really cool too. This is what actually made the game successful. It was a unique concept, strong visual identity, smart marketing, community engagement, and a genuinely fun game. So there's a few big lessons here. Don't just copy what works, combine ideas in a brand new way. Make something visually recognizable, like the animated trailers or the characters that they made. Create content, not just ads. So for example, they made the animated trailers and they made the characters come to life in such a way like Pokemon almost. and they built that community quite early. I've seen a lot of other startups where they focus more on what the community wants and service that community as much as possible. And most importantly, they just made something that people really enjoy. So Cult of the Lamb actually proves that you don't need to follow trends, you just need to create something that people can't ignore. And honestly, this is something that I'm trying to apply to my own content as well. It's something unique that I can tell the story about the way the game is told, or the story of this game, and finding it out and sharing that success with you guys. Maybe you guys want more case studies. If you guys want more of this type of content, please make sure you like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time.